Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, season 8, episode 32. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils network. Coming live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. From the Mountain View cross-continent to the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California, it's Scotty of Sirius XM Liquid Metal. Tonight's title, Show Me the Quan. I watched Jerry Maguire tonight with Mrs. Wu, so that's why I put that title. Show me the Quan. Love, money. Where are you, Luke Hughes? Where's your 8-year contract?
Yeah, the wait continues. Yeah, so lots of things could be holding up the contract situation. It could be just everybody's away. Maybe everybody's doing their own thing, and it's like, yeah, we'll get it when we get it. Maybe they're just not in a hurry on their side. Either way, I know it drives Devils fans crazy because there's a lot of us that are like, well, that's the move that needs to be done in order to figure out what the heck we're doing for the rest of the offseason. But maybe they're just not in a big hurry to do it. And that's it. And we just sit here and wait.
Well, I think also, we've talked about this a gajillion times already. You got to figure out what the hell you're doing with Palat and Hamilton, Nico Dawes. We've talked about as well, may become an interesting trade chip, and also Dawson Mercer, we've heard his name bounce around there. But obviously, the two big fish there are Hamilton and Palat. And with the limited amount of cap space, the Devils could go ahead and sign Luke and then be over the cap. But I think Fitzy wants to try and take care of this stuff all at once and not be kind of hamstrung with, then you're forced to make this move one way or another, which puts you at a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what the holdup is. I know everyone's going to be mad and everyone's going to be upset and everyone wants Luke signed. I get it. We all want Luke signed and it will happen. But I think that's what the holdup is. That friggin', it's not even Dougie. I really think it's that friggin' $6 million going to Palat. It's such an overpay. And, we said it from the beginning that it seemed like a lot. Seemed like he was getting paid for everything he did in Tampa Bay and might not be getting paid for the stuff that he does in New Jersey. But I really think that's the thing that's kind of holding everything up is, and you want another winger as well. I see a lot of people out there. We need a winger. Well,
top six nonetheless. Top six. Not even like a middle of the road guy. We need top six.
That's salary cap friendly too.
Salary cap friendly top 6 winger. Those are really, they're dime a dozen apparently in the old NHL. Yeah. But it's really, they got to figure out what's going on with Palat. We've talked about it before with Kovacevic going to be out, a couple months there at the beginning of the season. I don't think Dougie gets moved just yet unless it's for like Quinn Hughes or something. But I think Palat would be the one that they'd be trying to shop the most and see if they can get that $6 million back. And we'll see what happens with it. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a drama here, but I don't think Fitzy is just sitting around doing nothing. I think he's working his way and trying to make some deals. And we know that Tom Fitzgerald likes to work from the power chair. From the power play, we should say, it's no fun trying to make trades when the other teams know that you have to do something because then you're at the disadvantage there. So I think he's just not trying to box himself into a corner. That's all.
No, and I said this last week. They're not the only team that's quiet right now. The entire league is quiet right now. This is usually that lull in the summer after free agency and the draft and after all that stuff kind of dies down, like there's always the inevitable like quiet time, and it's not just the team; it's like it's across the board. And one of the things that drives me absolutely crazy is like when you're reading what people are posting online, and they're like, this is this is this and this is that Fitzgerald's not doing his job and this that. It's like, yeah, it's because as a fan you get frustrated because you're like, if I see a need that needs to be fixed, just go and fix it. But obviously it's not that easy. Like, in a perfect world, you'd be like, all right, yeah, we'll cut Palat, we'll eat, a good portion of his contract, we'll pay it out for X amount of years, but we'll get about $4 million back in cap space. And then we'll take Dougie's contract and we'll ship him off somewhere, and we'll save that $9 million, and then we'll be able to bring Luke in at like 7.5, and do all that stuff is great, and it all works inside of a vacuum. Like, everything works perfectly. You can go on your NHL 25 and try and do some of those things, and even that will tell you it's not going to work. Everything takes time. You know what I mean?
This trade has been rejected.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes the video game world. Sometimes the video game world is like, it rejects a trade, and you're like, what do you mean you won't take like Andre Palat straight up for Quinn Hughes? Like, I don't understand that. I threw in a 7th round pick. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Vancouver was only eating half of Quinn Hughes' salary in that trade as well, and taking on all of
retention.
What 75%.
Was the problem? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, realistically, and I know there's a lot of people, like last week we were talking about like, Fitzgerald's a bad GM and this, that, and the other thing. He hasn't done anything good. Sometimes we overlook the good because the bad could be a little bit more glaring. You also have to remember when he brought Palat in, like, that was a big fish at the time. It was that was a big deal. Like, when
Sam
we landed
was
Palat,
excited.
I think he was the top of that free agent class as a forward, or towards the top of that class. I'd have to go back and take a look, and maybe that's just bias, like looking at it from a distance and being like, oh man, it was a great get at the time. Did we all think it was going to age the way it did? Not really, but
yeah. I mean, obviously there's going to be the Captain Hindsight with the 2020, but I mean, yeah, when we brought him in. And I know Sam talked about this a lot. The whole idea was like, hey, this is going to be a perennial playoff team. And now you have someone who's been there, done that, and won it all, who can show this young team how to get it done in the playoffs. And that was really, I think, the basis for bringing Palat in on that sort of contract. I mean, it seemed like an overpay from the beginning, $6 million a year. But that was the idea. Is we were paying for that experience, and for him to be that kind of that mentor for the Nico Hischers and the Jack Hugheses, and to show them how to get it done when it comes to the playoffs. Now, obviously, you can never predict how things are going to go. Palat got injured. Obviously his game has slowed down a lot, but I wouldn't say that he goes out there and he's just phoning it in. I would say that he goes out there and he hustles and he plays hard. It may not be to the quality that it was in Tampa Bay. That happens to everybody, unfortunately, when Father Time comes knocking. But, it's a tough one. And, unfortunately, he hasn't had, the best run here with the Devils. And that's, part of the reason why this sort of trade perspectives, or prospects really haven't come to fruition because he doesn't have a high value at the moment.
And let's be real, dude. When he was in Tampa Bay, he was younger, but also look at the team that he was playing on. Those Tampa Bay teams were unreal. You know what I mean? Like, you were going to get this dude at, like, you're going to overpay for it. Just like if Sam Bennett didn't re-sign with the Panthers this year, if not the Devils, another team would have overpaid him by at least $1 million or $2 million than what he got with the Panthers. There would have been no doubt in my mind that he would have ended up getting like some insanely big contract. And you know what? He won the Conn Smythe. You know what? He was an absolute monster in the playoffs. He probably deserves every penny of it, but is that contract going to age out well? I don't know. Time will tell. Like you said, a lot of these times,
probably better than that former Boston Bruin that they re-signed to a ridiculous deal. But hey, to each their own. There, Florida Panthers. Go ahead. Yeah. What's he signed to? Like, he's like 52 or something.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, Marshy, look, he still looks like he's got it out there. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to be the end all be all too. And I think that's worth noting.
Was it a 6-year deal?
I don't know if it's 6 or 5. I think it might be 5. Either way, it would take him to like,
oof.
Yeah, about our age when he's done. And let me tell you, at this age, I make sounds that I didn't know were possible. When you sit down, you're like, ugh, you're like, oh, that just comes out now. That's not like me trying to be funny. Like that's just you stand up, you're like, you know, it just
sounds like you're farting. Is that what you're?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When Yager looks at a contract and goes, you know, that's when you know that might be a little bit of a reach. You know,
it might be a little bit of a reach. But then you never know. Who knows? That dude is. Listen. He keeps himself in ridiculous shape, and he's still producing. So, for as long as he's producing, they can get 1 more or 2 more runs out of him. Then that's really what you're going for. You're overpaying for that. What we overpaid for is exactly what you said. It was the leadership. It was the experience. It was when we get to the playoffs, this is the intangibles that he can bring to the table that are going to be good for this team.
Yes.
It was bringing a name from a Stanley Cup championship, you know, a team that was building a dynasty at the time in Tampa Bay. You're bringing a piece of that into your organization. Yeah, of course they're going to overpay for that kind of stuff. And this isn't the first time either. And the thing that people kind of lose sight of is you could literally look at every free agency class and you could be like, that guy's going to get overpaid, that guy's going to get overpaid, that guy's definitely get overpaid. I mean, look at Mitch Marner, right? Was Mitch Marner worth $12 million a year for 8 years? $12 million. He's damn good. He's really good. Also doesn't show up in the playoffs. So, you know, it's 6 of one and half a dozen the other, right? Like sometimes it pans out. Sometimes you get guys that you sign and you're like, wow, that guy became a cornerstone of our organization, or like that dude put us over the top. And those are the things that you take a gamble on, that you do overpay on. And Palat is not the first bad contract that we've ever seen. Ryan Clough. There's been a lot of them. Michael Ryder. I could keep doing this. There's been a lot of bad contracts that have come through the organization.
Mike Camilleri.
Mike Camilleri couldn't wear 13 for a while. But yeah, there's been a lot of bad contracts. But guess what? That happens with every team. Team. And even when the teams that are winning, like you said, that Marchand contract, like it might help them now. It might bite them in the ass later on. Like things happen. Look at Chicago. After Chicago made their run, they won their 3 cups. Like look at the disarray that team was in after they like sold themselves, you know, getting this guy in and bringing this person in and trading this person and trading that and dismantling. They got rid of Panarin. They got rid of
Big Buff.
Big Buff. They got rid of dudes that like ended up being pretty damn good hockey players just because they needed to win now. They wanted to win now. And they did, and they won those cups, and they did what they had to do. It's sometimes just.
Well, I mean, you signed Taves and Kane and Seabrook and Duncan Keith. Like some of them got priced out, and Panarin. I don't think they wanted to get rid of him. I don't think they wanted to get rid of Buffalo either, but they had to in the long. Corey Crawford, you know, like you got some big contracts there, and they had to make some sacrifices.
And talk about making mistakes. You look at like when Pittsburgh they were like Marc-Andre Fleury, too expensive. We'll expose him in the Vegas entry draft, and instead we'll stick with Jari or whoever the hell they stuck with. And look at how that turned out. Matt Murray.
Yeah.
And I mean, and a lot of that was because they felt like they won their last cup on the back of Matt Murray and not because of Fleury. But if you look at it, like Fleury was really more. That like whatever, it just Fleury got screwed in that whole situation. Like the point being is like teams make dumb decisions on some people sometimes, and sometimes for the right reason at the right time. But it, you know, like you said, 2020 things look bad from a distance.
All right. Well, I want to ask, and we'll ask. I have a feeling I know what the responses will be. By the way, hello everyone on YouTube. What's up? Thanks for checking in over here. See you all in the live chat. Tom and Steven and Selecta. What's up? Dubs is there as well. Ted, Jim, whole bunch of people chiming in over there. So I have a feeling I know what some of their answers will be for this one. But as we mentioned, I know Sam Wu was a big fan of the Palat signing when it did happen. Sam, looking back now and using, trying not to go too hindsighty, but, I guess we are looking back. Do you think overall this was a mistake, signing Palat to that deal?
It's 2020. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is like you're looking at it now. Sorry,
I'm saying,
Sam.
but not looking,
I know.
Not looking
I know,
at
but
it
it's hard.
from
It's
the
hard to like
pure fan. Yeah, but not looking at it from a pure fan perspective of like where you just got to go off the hook. Palat has done some good things. He has provided leadership and guidance to a lot of these young kids. Was it an overpay? Sure, but is it worth it in the long run for what he's taught a Nico Hischier on how to lead a team?
Look at the situation. I'll look at both angles. All right. At the time, the Devils were gunning and going after Johnny Gaudreau at that moment before they got Palat. Eventually, Fitzy got ghosted.
And they thought he had him locked in.
Yeah,
Gaudreau.
I'm not sure if Fitzy had a plan B at that moment with Palat. I think Palat, looking back, was this a good down payment investment for the future by bringing Palat in for those reasons, like you said, Scotty, about the leadership you've provided? Let's go back in time. His first season, the Devils are 0-2. Fire Lindy, Chance were raining down. Palat's first season with the Devils. All right. Expectations are high. That third game, I believe Palat, I think the Devils were down, 2-0 or something like that? And I think either Palat scored or he had a great play or assist or whatever to get things going. That was a magical season. Palat was hurt. I think Palat was hurt for most of the season. You go to that Game 7 against the New York Rangers where he willed himself to get that pass off, to keep it in the Rangers zone. He was part of the building blocks of where the Devils are today. Lots of up and downs. From a money perspective, there's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it, was it worth $6 million on the surface? No, not at all. However, it's hard to say. He led a young team, and it's been well documented in the press, whether it's a PR move or the players really mean it, that he did have an impact in that locker room. And
we're in the A.
We're in the
real
A.
quick.
Yeah.
If they can't move Palat, I still think he still has a lot to prove and a lot to give. And
if he has something to give,
I'm not going to pull a bold prediction here, but as soon as it's hard to say, Scotty, because the other alternative, and again, I don't want to sound gruesome here. What if the Devils didn't have Palat? What if they signed Gaudreau and there was not enough money for Palat? Where would this team be? It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. So again,
that's, you bring up an interesting, not to interject again, but you bring up an interesting fact. Like, if that Gaudreau contract, I don't know whether that's funny.
Not to cut you off again, but
not to cut you off
right there.
Not to cut you off, but shut your mouth for a minute, you windbag. Let me tell you something over here. No, you think about it. You bring up a good point about the Palat contract, the Gaudreau contract. If all things considering, let's say nothing ever happened, and Matthew or both the Gaudreau brothers were still here. If he ended up being a Devil, the contract that they were trying to give him, if I'm not mistaken, was pushing 10. Is
correct.
That That's correct, right?
Between 9 to
So-
10. 9.5 is, I think, what everybody was thinking at the time.
So 9.5, 10, right? So let's say we didn't have Palat on the books, but we have Johnny Hockey on the books at 9.5. I'll even be on the lighter side of it. Everything kind of pans out the same way. We'd still be in cap hell right now.
Well, hang on.
Because-
if you get Gaudreau, though, you may not get Timo. So things.
Yeah.
Things,
yeah, that's a good point too.
Things could be a lot
There's
different.
There's a domino
is
effect
true.
there. You don't really, I mean, unless you're in the locker room, you really don't know or understand how much he has an impact on the young players. At that time, during his time, and he may still have that impact. I don't know, but things would have been different had that. I mean, John Marino may have not come to New Jersey as well. And that magical season, the record-breaking season, may have not happened. And Palat was
Sam
part
Wu
of it.
may have never gotten a pocket cookie from Paul Marino.
It would have never happened. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
And
it is weird to think about, like, and you could really go back with like a million different scenarios with this team or any team, your own life, whatever. Where if you change like one variable, they could change completely change how everything turns out. And I think one of the most interesting things is like during that time when Gaudreau ended up going to Columbus, and everybody was like, "Oh, this sucks," and then we got Palat, and it was like, "All right, this is great. All right, you know what? He missed out on the big fish, but he ended up still getting like a pretty good keeper." The question now becomes like, if he's able to move him, if he's able to do something. I think we talked about it last week or previously, where it's like, if he's able to do something, do you believe that he's going to have to retain some of the salary in order to make it happen? I mean, you could try to get him out to Anaheim. You could try to get him out to San Jose. San Jose would be a great fit because it's a team that does need like a little bit more veteran. I'm trying to build up a case.
But they don't need like to get to the bottom line or anything like that. There's no teams out there that are like desperate for contracts to take on. It seems like, a team like Chicago or Anaheim, they're now pretty comfortable to that bot. So they're not really looking, and San Jose as well. They're not really looking to take on this big, massive contract just to, they have a bunch of young kids that they're playing on these rookie deals or whatever that aren't, don't equate to a lot of money. You got to get to that basement, that bottom floor for the salary. So I don't know, like those usuals that you can reach out to, they kind of seem to be okay money wise right now. So yeah, I think if you do get to move Palat, I think you might have to eat, a little bit of that contract as well. But before we get there, I want to ask Sam. I'm going to interrupt you now. Here, Baron. There you go. I want to ask Sam. Do you think that Palat, even though we've seen these couple years here of not really being the Palat-esque play that maybe we were seeing in Tampa Bay, do you think he has an opportunity to bounce back?
of course he does.
Because we've looked at some of the metrics and they're not the prettiest, for Palat when he's on the ice.
Well,
is that the injuries catching up with them? Is that father time catching up with them? Does he have, from what you saw, on the ice, do you think he has a chance to rekindle something or another?
I don't think he's washed up. I just think right now, I think, let's put it this way. If you look at his contract right now, from a pure dollars and cents standpoint, I'm not talking about the cap, what it's costing us on the cap. The Devils front-loaded financially that contract, meaning if they were to trade him to another team, the team would take the cap hit, but actual money dollars coming out of his pocket, the owner's pocket, the liability is mitigated there. The Devils
You're right.
did that
Yep.
with Dougie Hamilton. They did that with Palat, which makes him more attractive and tradable. Okay, a team. Look, if a bottom feeder team that's looking to get to the cap floor has all this cap space, but really they're in a rebuilding mode, I would want a Palat. Not to, that's what he's worth right now, in my opinion. If he were to play with the New Jersey Devils, say they can't move him, of course I think he has a chance to kind of like resurrect himself. I think he still can be a good player, but can he be a good fit for the New Jersey Devils? I think that's the biggest question. The biggest question of all. I want to get to Steven in the YouTube Live. I want to clarify something here because he wrote a couple things that I kind of disagree with. He said Gaudreau didn't want to come here. That's a pointless argument anyway. No, it's not, because the fact that it's a fact that it's well documented that Tom Fitzgerald was going after Gaudreau, and he didn't get Gaudreau. It's well documented. What was the plan B? It was Palat, and then it was who else did he sign as well? And then the John Marino trade, he signed somebody else. I forgot. It's escaping me right now. He signed two players and he made a trade.
Tuna. Was that Tuna?
Yeah, it was probably Tatar. So whatever. So it is relevant because at that time period he was all in on Gaudreau, didn't get him. So it does make the argument relevant because that's how we got to Palat. If they had signed Gaudreau, I don't think Palat would have never went to New Jersey. Guaranteed, he would have never went to New Jersey. And on top of that, in terms of, but I do agree with you that every time the puck touched his stick last season, the play died with Palat. Agreed. And that kind of,
yeah.
And I don't think he fits.
Sheldon Keefe's system.
Yeah, that's exactly. Thank you. You read my.
Well, there are rumors that Keefe was very discontent with Palat, and I listen. I feel like this is one of those things. It's a curse to have like public knowledge of what people make, right? Because like you look at a player's contract and you're like, this dude makes what, and he's doing what. If he was making like 2.5, if he was making like in that area,
anything
I think
under $3 million.
Yeah, you'd be like, you know what? I wish you were getting more out
leadership.
of him, but we're getting
Leadership,
yeah,
locker room leadership. Yeah.
We're getting what we paid for. That's kind of like what it ends up being. You're like, it's like you kick the tires in this old Honda, and it still gets you from point A to point B, but you get what you paid for. You ain't going to get no Bluetooth. You ain't going to get no power windows. You're going to have to roll those sons of bitches down by hand, like the old days.
Let's put it this way. At the time, I think that Nico Hischier was a lonely captain, a young player when he got the captaincy at that time period. We all love where Nico is right now as a player and with the team.
Yeah.
Does Palat? You can debate if Palat had anything to do with it. I don't know, but where this team is with Nico Hischier, love it. Jack Hughes, if he can stay healthy and recapture that magic, love it. But but these kids, they're grown up. Now it's just a matter of, do the Devils need Palat right now? But I don't want to say he sucks because I think for another team he could be very valuable considering the financials.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing. Have you seen him out on the ice? He's incredible, Sam Wu.
Yeah.
I mean, any team would be, stupid not to take a chance on him. Come on. He's an amazing player. Amazing player all around. Five tool.
Got a lot in the bag. You know what I mean? All that dumb stuff. Got a lot to offer. All right, moving on from Palat, because I feel like we're going to get sick of talking about this because we've been talking about it for so long. Let's talk about how the Devils are going to get Brady Tkachuk. That's what we're going to be talking about, how they're going to make a blockbuster deal for one Brady Carl Tkachuk. I don't know what his middle name is. Realistically, I think one of the things that I want to talk about is a jersey. And the thoughts of it coming back, because I was always under the assumption that you were allowed to have a third jersey for only X amount of years, and then you had to retire said jersey and like either come up with something new or whatever the case may be. And I saw this question posed by James Nichols on the X. Which jersey would you want to bring back as an alternate jersey to the jersey? And I'll tell you right off the bat, the one that I really wish they would bring back is the retro reverse green jersey. That was probably one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite jerseys that I own. I think it is such a sweet looking setup. I think the whole top to bottom was sweet, but something like that I think would be a great fit.
I mean, yeah, I've made my feelings clear on the jersey. I think it's terrible. It just sucks in my opinion. So anything other than that, I mean, yeah, the retro, the reverse retro is great. The old heritage one that I have back here.
Yeah, I love
with
the
shoulders and everything, and on the stripes on that. Or hello. How friggin' hard is this? Wear the beautiful Stadium Series jerseys. They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. But nope. We get the stupid thing with a bunch of stripes and, no actual Devils logo on it.
I agree. I never liked it. I remember when they started teasing it, and then once it came out, then they started losing. Everything was just bad with it from the start. I know the Devils are putting like a lot of marketing behind it, like any events that happen at the Prudential Center, they have like musicians wearing it, or even WWE or whatever kind of event that they have. They really. I wish they put that effort in other places within the organization.
Hold on. You see this?
Yeah.
You see what they're doing here a lot of, where they're like taking out the ring. Well, this one doesn't look like it, but you see how it's just a logo without like the ring around logo, like this.
Yeah, like the Stadium Series jersey.
So the Stadium Series, yeah, exactly. So that jersey, I feel like the Stadium Series jersey is a jersey that should be in regular rotation. I feel like the Heritage jersey, which you named before, should be in regular rotation, especially the white ones. The white ones with the green and the red trim on them. Mm-hmm. Those are so slick looking. And like, dude, do something cool. I do like the Heritage white. Maybe do like some white shorts with them or something like that. Like do something a little crazy. But like the jersey, it was like, and we've talked about this ad nauseum too. But like, it was one of those opportunities. It was like you were this close. You got like this close, and then you screwed it up. It's like watching your boy at a bar. And you're like, man, Mikey's going to take this girl home tonight. This is looking pretty good. And the next thing you know, he's walking over to you with his hands in his pocket and his head down. You're like, what did you do? It was on a silver platter, Mikey. She even said she wanted to do it. And you're like, oh, well, all right. Well, he's going home alone. All right, see you later, bud. But yeah, it was like so close. So there's details in it that I absolutely love. The 13 stripes for the 13 counties, like, there's certain like little nuances about the jersey that I do enjoy. I do enjoy the numbers on the back. I think look really good with like the little bit of red trim. There's certain parts of the jersey that I love, and it's just like you get rid of the jersey, the scripted jersey on the front, and you put this logo in white with like maybe that tiny bit of that red trim around the edge of it, and bam, you got a solid, sick jersey. But no.
It's not like the Devils have like, one of the best logos in sports or anything like that. Not just hockey, in sports in general. Hey, let's take it off the front of the jersey and not include it. Like, it's sitting right there for you, and they complete. And I get it. Some people like it, and cool. I'm glad you do. For me, I don't dig it. I definitely don't. I would love to see the actual Devils logo was on the front. Cool. And I would love to see a little bit of that red trim on the white stripes as well, which I think would look really good. Like you were saying with the names and the numbers on the back, how they have that, red trim around it. Mm-hmm. That's what I would like. That's personally what I would like. But just the jersey script, it sucks. in my opinion. Like I said, put the state, the actual outline of the state of New Jersey somewhere. Make the J the actual New Jersey outline. There's so many other things they could have done with, or put that up on the shoulder or something like that. Put the logo though, one of the best logos in sports, on the front of your friggin' jersey. But whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. And I mean, like like Sam was saying, they've dumped so much money into the promotion of it. They even have like a 90-foot replica of the jersey, like up on a wall, like stupid, stuff like that. It's like what I wish they would have done, and what no team really does.
Listen to the fans.
Is listen to the fans. Send out a poll, and not to we're gonna send it over to the fan club. God bless the fan club. We love you guys, but you got to send it out to the masses, and not secretly. Not like one of these things where it was on the website like 3 weeks ago, and you didn't see it. And it's like, no, nobody saw it, moron. You didn't promote it. You didn't put the effort into it. That's it is. Have more of an effort, have more of a reach to the fans. And we would tell you straight up, no, nobody wants to see cursive writing. Nobody wants to make it look like your grandma wrote you a note for holidays. No. It's do this right. Do it right. Make it look mean. Make it look cool as hell. Make it look like a jersey where you're I don't want to play these guys. They might murder us because look at their jersey. That's crazy looking.
What about, hey, fans, if you were able to design the Devils' third jersey, what would you come up with? And let the submissions come in and look at all those submissions and then start making a jersey from those submissions. It's really not that difficult. And they went and completely screwed it up, in my opinion. But, hey, like I said, if you like the jersey, good, cool. I'm glad that you do. Go for it, rock it. But for me, I just think it sucks.
I love
Stadium
that they're
Series jerseys blow them out of the water.
Way better. Yeah, and I love when they're we got Marty involved in the jersey design. I'm sure they walked by his office and were
graphic
Marty,
designer?
what do you think of this?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Marty was taking graphic design while he was playing all those years, all those games as well. Playing 75 games a year, and somehow had time for graphic design classes at night.
They're Marty, what do you think of this? And he's probably I don't know. Okay, sure. And they were probably he said, sure, that's good enough for us. Let's go. And they're let's go get this person involved. And they're what kind of graphic designer are we going to get to design this actual jersey? And they're we don't have time for that. Just somebody go into, go onto your Pinterest and find the most interesting pin that you can find.
Go on a Pinterest.
What is it? What is that thing you got on your wall in your kitchen? What does that say again? Live, laugh, love. Oh, the same script, the same kind of writing.
Same script.
We'll use it. Go into your Word. Word's got it, right? If Word's got it, then we'll put it on there. It'll be fine. You know how you signed your name on that Christmas card last year, Jerry, with that J? Same thing. Stupid. They didn't have one guy sitting in that meeting going, "This is dumb. This is so dumb." And they're like, "Oh, you're out of here." And and then he probably went to some other team and made this killer jersey and was like, "Yeah." He probably went to Carolina and was like, "We're bringing back the whale jersey against everybody's wishes in Hartford, but we're doing it." And everybody's like, "Yeah, that's an awesome idea."
By the way, the polling, the voting. Love the concept. That's how this team got its name in the first place back in 1982. We
were almost the Gardeners, I think.
Yeah. And I remember, and I had somebody that worked for Inside the Devils when they did the poll for the goal song. And I think it was what this person told me, said 91% wanted the Gary Glitter song. And that was it. But they didn't, everybody wrote it in.
Yeah.
It was so overwhelming.
That one's a difference.
There's a little bit of it. There's a little bit of difference.
Yeah.
There's a little.
I get it, but I don't believe
a little bit of a
any
gray area on that song.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's if the fans are voting for it, you at least got to acknowledge it and say just
you should go on to should pull it from the running. You should be like, by the way, this dude was not a good person and very bad. So we're taking that one out. And now we're going to do songs from New Jersey, which they did. They ended up with Howl from Gaslight, which I didn't really like for the longest time until we went to the outdoor game and
Yeah.
they played it live, and I found a whole new respect for them and for that song. I was like, all right, okay, I can finally get behind a song.
I mean, I was right
Well,
there. I was right next to them, actually. Down below.
Yeah, you were in those
Scotty wasn't.
fantastic
Scotty was cleaning
I was
the
at the
bottom
top
of
of
planes
Everest.
as they went away. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the top of Everest.
High-fiving the
over there,
pilot.
in the death zone, basically, trying to, see exactly what's going on. I needed one of those really long telescopes.
As his eyes were crystallizing over.
Yeah. Look at seeing what was going on. But that's actually funny because I wrote this down as something to discuss. Do you think it's time for a new goal song?
Yes, always. Always. And nothing against them, nothing against their song, but I'm always up for a new goal song. In fact, I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about this in the past. There are certain teams that do this, and I think it would be super cool that the players get to pick their own goal song. Like, you can have guys that end up having the same one or whatever it is, and I'm pretty sure as an engineer you could probably speak to this. Is it hard to have just like you have like a little board set up where it's like, all right, Palat scored.
Yeah.
Dust that button off, get the dust off of that thing, and then hit that button.
But sometimes you don't know who really scored, though. That's the problem of doing that. Sometimes you're not exactly 100% whether there was a tip.
Then you just do the blare, like the horn. Just let the horn go for a couple of seconds until somebody's like, "Hey, all right, it was Jack," and you're like, "All right," and then boom, right into Jack's song.
I think what you do is you have a team goal song, and then after you can figure out like, oh, it was this person, then you can kind of play an individual thing afterwards, kind of like what they're doing, like holla, like every time he scored and everything. But do you guys have any, and we'll throw this out to anyone on YouTube as well, because I see some people saying yes, some people saying no. It's something that I thought of, but I mean, do you guys, if I said like, hey, what would be another good goal song for you that you think would be a good one? Do you have any suggestions?
I have one.
Or do you want me to make mine? Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would be a good goal song.
All right, good.
I don't know if this would be a good goal song. It would definitely be a good entrance song, the Sopranos theme song.
No, I don't think that would be a good goal song. You need something that's going to
not a goal, but entrance maybe, yeah.
Entrance. I always thought that I've always been an advocate for them incorporating the Sopranos more into just everyday life of what that team does. Like, that is such a huge piece of New Jersey, like especially entertainment history. And I mean, it's not going to hit the same like it would have like when the show was relevant, but still, every once in a while, like. Add a little bit. They used to have Tony Soprano come on and be like, "Okay, hey, all right, let's get loud," and you're like, "Hey, it's freaking Tony Soprano."
I always thought it'd be funny if they did like commercials with the Soprano. I always had this dream of like Paulie Walnuts, being like, "Hey, we're gonna get a couple of the Devils here to teach us how to do some slap shots," and then all of a sudden the scene just kind of cuts to like someone in a bag, kind of like struggling, and the Devils are supposed to come in and hit slap shots at the bag, like. Oh, look at that! He shoots and he scores. Like something along those lines. But sorry, go ahead.
The guy falls out wearing a Rangers jersey, and you're like, maybe you keep your business across the river. You know what I mean? Like, I see it. We should have been working the PR team. We would have been having some gold.
Oh, there were some missed opportunities there with some of those guys.
Oh, some huge missed opportunities.
Oh yeah.
I hate to admit it, but the Rangers have a really great goal song. Like they're like the hey, like that's that kind of song where you're like, you can get the fans like the whole reason the Gary Glitter song was great. Was like you get the fans in it, right? I personally, if I had to pick a song, I don't know, I'd have to sit down and shuffle through a couple of songs that I think would fit that. But I want something that's going to be that's going to fit the tone of the team, and it's going to fit the like I love how Dallas plays. Pantera wrote them because Pantera is heavily involved with the Dallas Stars, but wrote them their own song. Just something that fits the team. I'm sure there's plenty of bands out there that you could go and be like, "Yo, help us out with this." But I also want to get rid of the "You Suck." I'm maybe in the minority on this one, but like when it's like they score and they're like, "Duh, you suck." It's like, all right, especially when we're down like 4-2, and it's like late in the third period. I'm like, are we really still saying you suck? Like when we're the ones that clearly suck right now.
I think you're
So I'm
overthinking
probably in the
it.
minority. I get
I
it.
think you're overthinking it. I get what you're saying, but for me, it's already hard enough to get New Jersey Devils fans to agree on one chant. You know, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Like I said, I might be in a minority of that one.
here was my idea. And I know we used this, I think we used it a couple times. I don't know if we still do or not. Honestly can't remember off the top of my head. But, obviously I'm a little biased here. Being that this certain gentleman is over here above my head all the times. But with the recent loss of Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, I thought it might be a pretty damn cool goal song. And I don't know if any other team does this, but NIB, which is oh yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
if you exactly. So if you cut to like the end there, and that verse is all, my name is Lucifer, please take my hand. Oh yeah, like the fans could do the oh yeah after everything Ozzy says. So it comes back,
That would
and
be
he
cool.
does the and there's a very quick verse at the end, and of course, Lucifer, I don't know, maybe we are the New Jersey Devils, but the fans could do the oh yeah because it's the same guitar riff. The dead.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh, we lost him.
yeah, lost signal.
Man.
Oh man, it's like choppy as hell. I don't even know if he knows what's going on.
His internet.
There's a what is it? Is it the Dropkick Murphys or there's another song. Ole, 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 ole.
Yeah.
That's the Bouncing Souls. Hey, you got me?
Bouncing Souls.
My bad.
Thank you. Bouncing
You're
Souls.
back.
And they're from Jersey.
Okay.
Like that song always
Well, we
made a
did
lot
that.
of sense.
We did that for like a year or two, I think, and then they changed it. They had Olay.
Did they? I thought they had.
But either way,
I remember they had.
Sorry, I don't know if you.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you heard
No,
or
no.
not. I don't know where I was getting. I don't know where I was getting cut off. But yeah, that would be my selection, just to go with NIB from Black Sabbath. Like I said, the song has the devil references in it. It has the oh yeah, sing along that the fans can all do, and yeah, everybody friggin' loves Ozzy. So I think it's a perfect combination right there for something. And I can't think of any other team that does it. I think one of the Canadian teams does Van Halen with the hey hey hey. I can't remember. Is it Winnipeg? I can't remember who does the Van Halen goal song, but I just think that would be something really cool and original. It's something everybody knows, and like I said, the song is it's got the devil references in it already. And I think they used to use that as a "Come on the Ice" song for a couple of years too. You can Run with the Devil, Hell's Bells, and I think they did NIB for a little bit, but yeah, that would be mine.
And I know, Max is saying "The Devil and I" by Slipknot. If you listen to the song, it just wouldn't fit. Because I thought about that song. I went through I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole of all the devil reference songs that could possibly fit, and I'm like, that might work. That could work. This could work. That could work.
That one might not. Yeah, that one's "Shout at the Devil." That would be good. That's what they come.
Yeah,
shout.
Shout at the devil. Yeah, that actually. Yeah, that would be. That would work too. Actually, that would really work.
Yeah.
Man, why?
So
this is why I'm like the PR
couple ideas.
Yeah, this is like the PR stuff that I always think about. Like we think about like the fan experience and like how things could be different. Like if you really think about how the stadium started and how it used to be geared towards families, and now it's geared towards you're going to get rip roaring drunk no matter which way you like it, because no matter where you go, everything is a bar. You're like I went into the bathroom and there was a mini bar inside the bathroom. So like it's just it's taken a lot of that away. Like back in the day, you used to be able to take your kids like trick or treating on like if they were playing a game on or near Halloween, like you could get there early and the kids could go trick or treating around the arena. They used to have like a way more interactive kid zone at one point. So I mean, like, there's certain things that I wish they'd go back to in making it more fan friendly and having us in mind. And even like you said before, like the little things, like if they're gonna redo the goal song, like yeah, they had that fan contest, but it wasn't really like, it wasn't publicized, it wasn't pushed out there. It wasn't like, it would have been cool if like they were like maybe have an interview with some of the people from the bands. They were like, yeah, this would be wild if this was our, I don't know, like go that extra step. It feels like there's always like that. We get to a certain point, we get so close, like the Jersey, and then we drop the ball.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of supporters over there. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. And Ted, I believe the Flyers are Pennywise. The Van Halen song, maybe it's Vancouver or Calgary. I can't remember.
Colorado?
I swore it was it was a Canadian team that did it.
Oh, no, wait, I can see it in my head right now because I can see when they score. Is it Calgary? It might be Calgary.
It might be Calgary. I can't remember.
Somebody can look that up.
Well, either way, yeah, if they using Shout Out the Devil, to come on the ice, I don't know. I think NIB would be a really, really good song to and yes, that's right. Who pointed that out? Ozzy is the Prince of Darkness. Perfect for the Devils. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it all makes sense. I know Sam Wu is looking for us to wrap it on up. But did you guys want to play a little quick, fun trivia?
Sure.
Yes. Always.
Can we stump the crew over here?
Man.
Crew and Sam Wu. Sam Wu and crew. Can you stump Sam Wu and crew? I saw this post about the Devils, top 10, all-time goal scorers. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you guys 2 options, and you're going to tell me which one it is. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right?
All right.
So
good.
we all know Patrick Elias is number 1, with 408 goals. Who comes in at number 2 with 347? Is it A, Pat Verbeek, or is it B, John McClain?
That would be B, John McClain.
Sam Wu?
I agree.
Ding, 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 ding. That is correct. Wow. Congratulations, gentlemen. 1 for 1. Let's move on to number 3 with 202 goals. And this, by the way, this is Devils' career, not their total career. Although Patrick Elias' total career. With 202 goals for the New Jersey Devils. Is it A, Bobby Holik, or B, Travis Zajac?
I'm going
to say A, Bobby Holik. I'm going to go Holik. He's going to say Zajac.
I'm going to go Zajac.
Well, I will tell you what, you're both right. It's a trick question. They both have 202 goals.
I knew that.
Ranking in at number 3 and number 4 on the list.
Wow.
All right. Not bad.
That's Amanda Stein's softball question.
Yeah. All right. With number 5, with 194 New Jersey Devil goals, is it A, Zach Parise, or B, Ilya Kovalchuk?
It is Zach Parise.
Sam?
Yeah, I would agree with Beer Baron. Kovalchuk.
And you both are correct. That's right. Zach Parise with 194 New Jersey Devil goals. All right. Number 6 with 185 on the tallies.
Mm-hmm.
Is it A, Kirk Muller, or is it B, Jason Arnott?
Kirk Muller.
I
know Arnott had 2 stints with the Devils, but I don't think he was there long enough to amass that number.
He was on the A line.
Mm.
But Kirk Muller was more of a passer than a scorer. I like to say Muller, but just to go against Beer Baron, I'll say Arnott.
And crew with the win right there. It is Kirk Muller with 185
Thank you.
Jersey career goals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming in at number 7 with 171 goals, is it A, Peter Sikora, or B, current captain Nico Hischier?
Oh, man. I'm going to go... How many did you say? 100 how many was it? 100 and what?
171. Peter Sikora or Nico Hischier?
Well, Nico's... Oh, my God. I'm going to say Peter Sikora. I don't think Nico's gotten to that.
I like to say that, but now I'm down 1 against Beer Baron, so I'm going to say Nico Hischier, even though I know it's wrong.
Well, this round goes to the woo then, because it is current captain Nico Hischier. 7th all-time.
I didn't realize he had
171 goals already. That's right.
Wow.
All right. Number 8. Number 8 with 170 will be former captain Jamie Langenbrunner or the aforementioned Pat Verbeek.
All right, now we're getting a little tricky. I know Verbeek had a couple solid seasons. I'm going to go with, now I'm going to second guess everything I'm saying. I'm going to go with Captain America. I'm going to go with Jamie Langenbrunner.
Okay, Sam Wu.
I'm going to Langenbrunner.
2 Langenbrunners?
Yeah.
2 Langenbrunners.
We have officially stumped Sam Wu and crew. That's right. It is Pat Verbeek.
Know your gut, everybody.
All time with 170 career goals.
Damn.
All right.
Damn it.
Getting close here to the end. With 166 goals for the New Jersey Devils, is it A, Alexander Mogilny, or B, Peter Sikora?
I'm saying Sikora.
Sikora was here longer. I'm going to go with Sikora, too.
And they have both rebounded here. Number 9 all time with 166. Peter Sikora. Number 10.
I think that McGillney had
ready for this one?
in his rookie year. Yeah, God.
I know. It was crazy the amount of goals that
That's
people were
wild.
back then.
That's freaking wild. Anyways, go on.
At number 10, with 162 career goals, is it A, Jack Hughes, or B, Aaron Broughton?
It's Jack Hughes.
I'm going to go with Broughton.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner, and it is Sam Wu with 162 goals and Aaron Broughton. Jack Hughes isn't there yet. I think he's got 140 sub, but he will be slowly climbing up.
He will be there. He will be there.
Sam Wu by 1. Sam Wu by 1 right there. Top 10 Devils goal scorers of all time. Nicely done, gentlemen. I got a couple of these wrong, too. Oh, yes. There's
some of those middle ones start to get a little tricky because what I start to think of immediately is like longevity. Like, who is there long enough to score that many goals? And then you're like, well, who is he line mates with? Who, like, there, there's a few of them that get a little tricky. But anyways, that's fun. That was fun. I like that. Maybe next week we'll do another one. We'll do something similar.
Well, I don't think they're going to have 10 different players by next week.
No. Not maybe do assists. Maybe do assists and.
Okay, maybe we'll look at assists or something like that.
Top 5.
You know what? Maybe we'll look at
Martin Brodeur.
you know what we'll look at maybe? Top 10 goal scorers for a defenseman.
Ooh, I like that. Although I won't.
That would be an interesting one. That would be an interesting one with Stevens had that one great year, but you think about, man, how many did Rafalski score?
Dougie. Well, look at Dougie broke the record 2 years ago on that record-breaking year. Dougie broke that record.
Yeah.
So Dougie's number
that
one.
That might be a good one. Just defenseman.
Yeah.
Niedermeyer. Oh, my God. I didn't even think of Niedermeyer right away. Wow. That would be a good one. I'm going to have to look those stats up.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I like doing that kind of stuff.
Because Stevens was he was such an offensive threat in the first, couple of years, but then he just turned into defensive defenseman after that.
You think about
because he led the team. What was that, 93 or 94? He led the team in goals that year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, boys, I think it's time for the last thoughts, as Sam was alluding to before. My last thoughts are going to be this: the summer is long. Enjoy every second of it. Try to get as much rest and relaxation as you can when you can, and don't get stressed out about the Devils not making any moves. Things will happen. There might be reasons why things haven't happened, or there might be things that are happening that we don't know about. Instead of getting worked up about it or getting pissed off about it, just let the chips land where they land. I know some people are worried that they're going to lose Luke Hughes. Luke isn't going anywhere. I don't think you have to worry about it. But what you should worry about is the fact that football season is now fastly approaching. And usually with that comes heartbreak and headache with your New York Giants and or New York Jets, whoever you root for. So enjoy the quiet, the peace, the calm. The season will be here before we know it. And until then, just relax. It's summertime.
My final thought is Dandinoff is going to pay huge, huge dividends with Gritsuk. It's going to be one of the more, under the table, kind of like non-real. Yeah, it really will be in the long run. I know he's only here for a year. It's a very cheap deal for someone who's going to provide a lot of guidance and mentorship to someone who's very young and has a difficult time speaking the language. Dandinoff is going to pay wonders with Gritsuk. Don't be surprised to see both of them on the same line, whether that's the third or the fourth line. I know we talked about some line combinations a week or so ago, whether that's with Glass in the middle or Dawson Mercer, if he's still on the team. That's going to be a really good thing in the long run for this kid who's got a lot of potential. Everyone's talking about that top 6 winger. You have someone who's coming in here who might be able to provide, I don't know if he's going to be able to provide, right away, top 3, but maybe top 9 scoring.
Mm-hmm.
There's that potential, definitely. A couple years, it'll be top 6 scoring if all goes to plan. But Dandinoff is going to be a huge, huge asset in getting Gritsuk accustomed to the American game as opposed to the KHL.
Agreed.
My final thought, we'll be fine. 2025 is going to be good. 2026. That's all I have to say.
Well said.
Not much substance. Just making a statement. Alrighty. Well, want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. Keep it here throughout the summer. Till next time, let's go Devils.